call us Werthers, because we're original. Welcome to HowDoWeHuman.
Yeah.
This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm Evan Cox, your other host.
Today we're talking about originality. We're also going to be playing a little game.
Oh, yeah.
But first, before we get to any of that, Evan, I want to know, this is the first episode of 2024 and the last episode that we're recording in 2023. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. As we've heard, I moved. I'm out in the mountains. That means I need a new grocery store to go to every day.
Like a new company or a new location?
Both.
Okay.
There is no Vons near me, and that's
Got
fine.
it.
I had my fill. What we have near us is, which is new to me, but suddenly they're everywhere, a Stater Brothers.
Sure.
Are you familiar? Okay.
I am familiar.
I'd never heard of them. Never seen one before, but seems to be the grocery store of choice. So they're fairly close to us. And been a good experience so far. No complaints. But the other day, I got in line. I'm standing. It was a long line, and these lines are kind of long. They don't have self-checkout, and it's like, maybe think about that, bro.
I'd like to talk to the brothers, please.
Bring me your finest brothers.
Take
So
me
I'm
to your
standing in
brothers.
a decently long line, and the guy in front of me, he's this older guy, gray hair, etc.
Yeah, you know the type.
You know the type. And he turns to me. Already, ooh, I got a problem with this. We all face one direction, and we slowly keep going. But he turns to me.
Much like Harry, Liam, Zayn, and the rest.
That's what they were talking about.
One
being in line at the
Direction.
grocery store.
Yep.
Don't talk to me at the line at the grocery store. So this guy turns around, and he very seemed frightening to me, says, he says, how we're in, because we were in the line that's 15 items or less. He says, they make the line for 15 items or less, but it's not the amount of items, it's the type of person. I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. How many items
are
do
we
you
about
have,
to
sir?
get to? That and he says, for instance, I'm paying with Yugoslavian dollars. And so when I get up there, the cashier is going to have to call the manager over, and they're going to have to exchange my money. And I go, okay, sir. I signed on for it because I'm a coward. So,
yeah.
Fine. And then he turns around and then comes back around and is like, I'm just kidding. Like, okay, you're not very good at it, sir. Just an all around dog. I hate that. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
and
me too.
We've talked about it before. I hate a joke that's from a stranger just telling a bold-faced lie, and they're expecting me to go, ha 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 ha, I get it, you're joking. Now the onus is on me.
Yugoslavian dollars?
That's outrageous. Why would anyone have that? I don't, what? I hated it so much. Don't do this.
I mean, it's, as we all know, Stater Brothers grocery stores are an international currency exchange place as well. So,
well, and I'm just uncomfortable with that, someone turning around and talking to me in the first place. So I'm not at my best. I'm not thinking that's strange. I was just like, fuck. All right. Okay, man. I guess I'll just wait here to buy my stuff. I'm kidding. No, you're lying. I have no ground. I don't know you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. I just that's my only particularly negative experience at the Stater Brothers so far. Otherwise, they're doing a bang up job. We met one of their cashiers, and he was very friendly one day. and that's great.
Yeah. Well, we love a friendly cashier as long
Not an
as
over-friendly.
exactly.
Yeah, not like, hey, we should hang out later. Chris,
Yeah.
but how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Hey,
Last week, I we went cake tasting for the wedding. Got to
hell
test
yeah.
out these cakes, make sure that these are good cakes.
Sounds fun.
Um, in general, like the food and the cake has been um one of the things that I've been more passionate about, we'll say. And so
I
I
believe
was
it.
given the task of, find the bakery, set up the cake tasting. And
Yeah.
so when we had gone to an open house for the venue, I may have mentioned this at least to you off mic. I don't know about on mic, but we went to an open house for the reception venue, and they had 6 of the 7 cake bakers or bakeries that they contract with. Um, and so we tried 6 of the 7, but in my research, I had felt like the 7th bakery that was missing was maybe going to be the best
Oh
one.
no.
So, eventually we, that was what? Oh my God, math is so hard. 8 months ago. Um, and so now 8 months after tasting the other 6, we set up our meeting with the 7th, and we went over there.
Damn, this
Um,
sounds mystical.
we we
And as a
try,
person, as a
yeah.
person who's never gone through this process before, I'm imagining just 6 bakers full like a baker's hat. With
Yeah.
like a bowl in front of them, and you're just dipping your finger in the bowl and tasting. And they're going,
um,
So,
mm,
okay, go find that
pick
7th
me.
baker.
Yeah. So we find the 7th baker.
It's like a D&D
And
quest.
so they bring out the sample cakes. They've got vanilla cake with Bavarian cream.
Mm,
They've got red velvet cake with like a cream cheese filling.
yeah, it
And
sounds good.
they've got I think it was chocolate mousse with chocolate ganache or something. Like there was a chocolate one with chocolate icing.
Yeah,
Um,
can't go wrong.
and we try the 3. He was like, he gives us the samples. He's like, take a couple minutes to try these, and then I'll be over to talk about the cakes with you and what you're thinking for your wedding cake.
Yeah.
And so we try them, and again, like this is like my fiance's handled a lot of like planning and organizing some of these other things for the wedding. So this was like the thing that I was most interested in. This baker, I'm the one that set up the appointment. I talked to him. All his communication so far has been
Yeah.
through me. He comes back after we try the samples. He sits down and he's like, I always sit down so that I am facing the bride. Because that's whose opinion matters, and like all this stuff where it's like you got to taste the cakes. We're done with you. It is just
Damn.
we only focus on the woman here. It's like what? But I'm passionate about your cakes, sir. So that's been
Man.
my only
You got to the top of the
life update
mountain,
here. I know.
and they didn't want you on that mountain anymore. They turned their back on you.
I know. Back to back stories here, Evan, of like the drug
Oh,
testers don't want
yes.
my pee and the cake bakers don't want my opinions.
Yeah, and
I
the
just want to
Stater
feel wanted.
brothers. The Stater brothers don't want your Yugoslavian
They don't want
dollars.
Yugoslavian
It's
dollars.
all the same. That is a bummer. And I understand working in the wedding industry.
Oh, totally.
I've shot a wedding or two. And I get
Yeah.
that that's kind of the bride. It's the bride. Ooh.
Yeah, totally.
I'm the bride. But you're getting married here too, and you care about cake, and you've been designated cake king for the
Yes.
event.
Absolutely.
Your opinion should matter.
It should.
Men.
Um
This, if nothing else, was a very original conversation.
if nothing else, no one can dispute that
Yeah.
was wholly original.
Yeah, come at us. Come at us. I don't
Evan,
know.
how do you
Yeah,
feel about originality? Have you ever been original before?
I've tried. I try, and sometimes you.
And then you decided to do a podcast with me, and we were both like, "Oh,
Fuck it.
we're not so different, you and I."
No, I really like. I've found, and I've got a weird place I can trace this to. That I have I'm overly concerned with originality, and I'm mostly talking as a creative type. You
Sure.
wanna like. You just don't want to, and I think a lot of people can be this way. Is yourself, you're a writer, and you don't want to feel like you're just completely copying some concept someone else has already done. And
Yeah.
with music, some exact chord production or chord progression that someone else has done. I don't want to end up in court with Ed Sheeran. He'll sweep me under the table.
Yeah.
It's what he do. But this, as far as I can figure, started for me in the 5th grade. I was in a creative writing class, and my teacher, who I liked, said, "Never use cliches. I hate cliches." And because I was learning, I'm like, "You are God. Cliches bad." And
Yep.
cliches are bad. That's why they're called that. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. Cliche. It sounds like French. Maybe it means something.
Maybe it means something.
Maybe it means something. That's cliche. You know what I mean? We know what it means, but I don't know the definition of cliche.
Sure.
If that is an English word, I don't know the origination. Speaking of originality. Anyways, so, I feel like my creative output has been stunted because I refuse to copy other people's ideas. And as
Yeah.
of late in life, I've become a little more accepting, not of stealing ideas. I don't want to copy other people's ideas and shit, but embracing influence and just taking inspiration and being okay if certain things, going back to music, if a chord progression is the same, but it's a different rhythm. It's got a different melody over it. It's like, no, that is different.
Yeah.
It's better to get that out of your system than to just go, I'm not going to do anything. Because it sounds obvious when you say it like that. But yourself, are you concerned with originality in your life?
Definitely. Especially from that like creative
Yeah.
standpoint. Um as an example, there's been an idea that I've had for a long time for a screenplay
Yes.
that I like couldn't really crack, but it was basically to do something in the same vein as like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is
Great.
just to say like animated characters and
Real people.
uh live action performance. Yeah, but not in like the Smurfs live action movies or like stuff like that where it's like, oh, they're cartoon characters, but we're treating them like real creatures. Like no,
Sure.
like they're it's acknowledged that they're cartoons, but they're
And this
interacting
is
with
strange.
people. Yeah. And so I finally felt like I had kind of cracked the idea
Yeah.
um where, like the cartoon character could go out like into the real world and try to figure out why they're feeling the way they do, that kind of deal. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's an original idea. I like that. And then
Yeah.
like a week later, the trailer for Barbie came out, and I was like, fuck, that's the same thing.
And that is
So that's
the
more in line of what my experience has been, is like I come up with something that I'm happy with, and then like a week or two later I find out that it either already exists or is about to exist.
well, and here, this is I guess the crux of it, because I've been here as well, where uh, you just have to decide, like, do I stick to my guns that this is an original idea? Because those aren't one for ones. You weren't going,
Right.
I'm going to write a movie about Barbie.
Yeah, sure.
It's an original idea, and maybe you put a little work into it to spread it out a little more, make it more one direction than the other. More one direction.
Yeah, Harry,
Harry,
Liam, Niles,
Liam,
Zane,
Niles,
and
Zane,
Lewis or
and
Louis. I don't know.
Louis. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
Nobody can be
the
sure.
other one.
The other.
Those
and the
four
rest.
and the rest.
Poor fella. He's got his lovers out there. His lovers. I'm sure he does have his lovers out there.
I'm sure
I'm
he
not
does.
concerned about it. Anyways, yeah, you got to make that decision of, is this something I continue to work on, or do I just drop
Right.
it? And it never feels it can be like a relief to drop an idea like that, but also just like it never really goes away. You're always thinking about it.
Yeah.
Mine recently was, I had some years ago, this is how my creative output's going. Some years ago, I had this idea and was like, oh, that's a good idea. I should at least like make a short film out of that or something, or try to write a screenplay, whatever. It's like a sci-fi where like everyone like normal world, but it's the future, so nothing crazy going on, but like someone realizes that like everyone has a number underneath their fingernails, and that number corresponds to like who you should be dating, and like there's this
Okay.
like, oh, this is like there's actually a plan for who we should fall in love with. And then a little movie comes out called Fingernails. That's like,
oh yeah,
exactly that concept. It's
yeah,
a little
it
different.
is. I
It's a
forgot
little
about
different,
that.
but
It's
same general.
It's very similar. Yeah,
It's like matching up people, and it's fingernail related. That's
Yeah.
enough that I'm like, oh, my idea's done. It's buried. Unless I find a different appendage to hide a number on that people don't normally look at.
Toenails.
Toenails? I think originally I was thinking toenails, to be fair. Anyways, like,
Suddenly Quentin Tarantino's interested.
hey, well, we could use a big name director, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's just like, what can you do? You know, you see it on the internet all the time, and when you see other people saying it, it sounds like, yeah, I'm sure. People are like, oh, Quentin Tarantino stole my screenplay idea, and it's like, I sincerely doubt he did. But,
Yeah.
So it's like I have to acknowledge, like, you know, ideas. It's as the Bare Naked Ladies once sang, it's all been done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I think I'm just giving up on being original. I've found, at least in my songwriting, that I'm getting better the less concerned I am with making like a sound nobody's ever heard before. You know what I mean? Just embracing like, oh, you know, a 3-chord fucking folk song. Sure, done. What I did find recently, though, I think the last song I put out, I think it was, the rest of the song is completely like, oh no, it's a different melody, different everything. But I was listening, I think my girlfriend was on TikTok and this song was playing, and I was like, the start of my song is the start of Rainbow Connection. Da, 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 da.
Like, why are there so many
Why are there
songs
so
about
many
rainbows?
songs about me? I don't know. All this stuff is out there, and anybody can use it, and someone's just going
Yeah.
to use it first, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. There's also like, and this might be more in line with like movies,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to music, but there's also the feeling of like, do people, and I don't mean audiences necessarily, but more so studio executives,
Sure.
do people even want original stuff? Because like,
Right.
I don't, like, is it even worth thinking of something original, or is
It.
it worth looking at one movie and saying I could write that, and then writing it and turning it in?
Yeah. I mean, there's something to it. I
I mean, I
just.
know that, when going back to the Barbie phenomenon, the audiences were like, fantastic, we love this original um like take
Concept
on
take on, yeah.
this, original concept, this original direction to take something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And studios, the Warner Brothers was like, and Mattel were like, we hear you loud and clear, we're gonna do the Cabbage Patch Kids movie, the American Girl doll movie,
Yeah,
Etch a
yeah.
Sketch movie. It's like, no, you're not listening.
No, I don't think you understand. Yeah, it was the same thing when the Lego movie came out and was a
Yeah.
big fucking hit. And it's like, oh, fucking, like,
Oh.
I want to name other movies, but we know my timeline is off. I'm on the COVID timeline still.
There was the no, Battleship is before the Lego
I figured
movie.
it would be.
But there's, oh my god, what is that movie called? It's like the Playmobil movie or something like that.
I don't
It's
know.
like I think it's Daniel Radcliffe and
Huh?
Jim Gaffigan or something. Like, it's, let me see if I can pull
Wow.
it up.
This is news to me. I'm very
Yeah,
excited.
Playmobil the movie from 2019.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
The film stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Jim
back at it.
Gaffigan, Daniel Radcliffe,
It's a stacked cast.
along with Adam Lambert,
Okay.
Kenan Thompson,
Hey.
Megan Trainor, and Gabriel Bateman.
I don't know who Gabriel
that
Bateman
is.
is, but congratulations on being in the Playmobil movie. This is fascinating to me, and I need to watch this, I guess. I don't know. I love Daniel Radcliffe and Jim Gaffigan. That was a yawn. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Speaking of, now that we're in movie territory, though,
Yeah.
what do we do about not my Halloween, whatever, remakes, etc.
Sure.
Because you mentioned the studios, this is what they want, and there are a lot of people. I think first, what I was going to say, and I know I'm kind of rambling right now, but I got a flight to catch today, and my brain is bad. So,
I think you and I are definitely both on like last day of school
yes.
mode. Because I brought 0 notes and just a game, and you're rambling.
I'm rambling. But speaking of that, like, do they want originality actually? And it's like, we know they don't. They want whatever will make money, and they can't like summon a Barbie Oppenheimer weekend as much as they think that they can.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Trolls, but that's already a fucking movie. That's already like 4 movies.
Yeah, it is. There
I was
have
gonna
been
pick
3
another
Trolls.
toy. and then fuck, it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean. Anyways,
Yeah.
there are people out there like ourselves, I think, that it's exciting when a truly original property comes out. And it doesn't have to mean, original doesn't have to mean like, it's weird. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, that is a concept. Even if it's like a rom-com, it's just like, oh, that's an interesting rom-com take that I've never seen before. These are original characters. This is a
Yes.
big one. We're not just copying fucking Dobbs from Say Anything. Lou Dobbs, is that his name? Whatever. We're not just doing the same fucking characters over and over again. There's some original characters. We love these things, but does it fucking matter? I think what I'm trying to get to is at a certain point, there's going to be a split, especially with AI coming in and how clearly the unions and the studios don't really agree on the direction we're going to be going in. We've made a deal for now. I don't believe that the studios aren't also doing some background work. And by that, I mean showing up in the backgrounds of movies, getting some extra background work.
Yeah, making more money. If I can, I wanted to let you finish that thought, but I
Okay.
need to go back and say that John
Beyonce had the
Cusack's
best
character
album of all
in
time.
Say Anything is Lloyd Dobler.
Lloyd Dobler. I said Lou Dobbs.
Lou Dobbs is, of course, on Fox News.
Yes. I mean,
so a remake of Say Anything with
Lou Dobbs.
Lou
That's
Dobbs
original.
instead. That's original.
That's an original take.
That's a
See,
remake that is certainly a new direction.
This is a
for that
perfect
movie.
example of like a remake can be original. And for whatever reason, two of my favorite people, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, are doing this with horror movies, and it's not working out. And it's giving my hope a bad name. But you can, a remake or a sequel isn't necessarily a bad thing. Can be a great thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's break these buckets open and just fucking make movies and stop looking at algorithms. Let's just fucking make movies.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Get a bunch of people to go have fun. Give them money. Go.
There is like, I saw an article today or yesterday that was like, an AI made fan trailer for Home Alone 3 really gets people excited and interested in a new Home Alone with adult Macaulay Culkin. Which, like, that sounds like, a movie that, every movie has the possibility to be good. Yeah. But it really doesn't feel like the odds would be in that movie's favor if they actually had somebody make it.
The long distance sequels have had a pretty rough track record. I'm sure something has worked out, and I can't think of it right now.
I feel like something recently has worked,
right?
But
what am I trying to think?
Pull what it is.
We could say Mad Max. That was a big success.
Yeah, that's true.
A good 30 years after the previous movie. But otherwise, man, I don't know. When they wait decades and make another one, it's been a pretty rough track record recently. Probably because these movies are being made for different reasons. But and let's also say there already is a Home Alone 3. I'm not into this erasure.
Exactly. Yes, I felt the same way.
It had French Stewart in it. You can't erase French Stewart. There's a Home Alone 4. Disney Plus just had another Home Alone movie.
Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick were the two that was what I was trying to pull.
That was those two. And like you see it again, it's Barbie and Oppenheimer this year. It's just like you see it when it worked. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. But like these movies, these 4 movies we just listed, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Top Gun Maverick, Mad Max, Fury Road. How much fucking money did those movies make collectively? Are those not like 4 of the biggest banking movies of the last decade?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe they're all over $1 billion worldwide.
people
I'm not
can.
sure about Oppenheimer, but I'm pretty sure they're all. If Oppenheimer's not, it's like in the 900
So we've
uh,
got
million.
an original biopic, a fucking movie version of a doll, and then two sequels to movies from 30 years ago. And I think any single one of those categories, we see at least like 5 or 6 movies come and go that sucked, and nobody likes them because the studios
Yeah.
spat them out and they lost money on it. Bad biopics left and right, bad toy fucking movies and shit. I don't know. I'm just rambling again. Just stop looking at the algorithm. It doesn't tell us anything.
We'll come back to movies here in a
You
little bit because
fucking better believe it.
that'll be a big part of the game that we play, or
I
that
hope.
I run and Evan plays. But
Oh boy.
I want to pivot into something that perhaps
Oh
everyone
no.
can relate to. Um, essays in
Ooh,
school slash plagiarism.
yeah. This is a thing. Let's
Have you ever
go.
plagiarized, or have you let someone else, either knowingly or unknowingly, I guess, plagiarize your work in school?
I mean, I think I told the story about someone cheating off of me once, but that was well, no, I did let them do it. I didn't want to let them do it, but I did let them do it.
Yeah, to avoid the confrontation.
Otherwise, exactly, it was a person that had punched me before. So they were being friendly at this moment. So I was like, sure,
Sure.
you can look over my shoulder, you little sweet pea. Asshole. Anyways. um I'm trying to think. I again, we are different ages, and I don't know to what degree this, like, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like by the time you were writing essays, it was like full on, like, Wikipedia's there
Yeah.
and shit like that. And that was just like my age, that was just starting. Like, I feel like it was like, we got computers in the library and they have the internet, and the teachers don't know what to do about Wikipedia's existence. Because it's
Yeah.
like, what are you going to do? Are you going to tell, you can't tell kids, no, you can't go look this up on Wikipedia. It's the same as using an encyclopedia, except some facts might be wrong. But there was, they would not allow us to, like, copy and paste something from Wikipedia. You
Right.
couldn't just take a piece of the article, which I thought was fair. This is fair, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
You're like, that's fine. I'll just type it
in
myself.
slightly different words. One tab Wikipedia, one tab thesaurus.com. But it does make me think, like, nowadays, like, what the fuck do you do as a teacher? Like,
Yeah.
Chat GPT will write your essay, kids.
Yeah.
If you're
I mean,
struggling
I
in high
think.
school, Chat GPT will write your essay. And I don't know that there's anything teachers could do about that yet. It's
Well,
weird.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely, like, with ChatGPT, and
Shajabata.
other software like it, I think there is still a way for teachers to be able to tell that, like, a human being didn't write, um,
It's true. Most
uh,
kids aren't going to be
that
smart
paper.
enough to read through it and fix
Yeah, and
little
polish it. Yeah,
weirdnesses.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like, because when I was writing essays and things in school, maybe right when I was getting to college, they were starting to transition from, like, hard copies to, like, digital copies
Mm-hmm.
of essays. But I think that because it was still, like, always printed out, it was probably harder to determine, like, if something had been
Yeah.
plagiarized. I feel like now that you have digital files, there I think there are programs even that scan through essays and highlight if things have been plagiarized, or
Yeah.
uh, exist already on other sites. So I think that maybe we avoided most of it. I never.
Yeah.
I think kind of like what you were saying. I was very good at taking what I read and then just rewording it and
Yeah.
putting it in there. Which, like, I don't know how much of that would fall under plagiarism, but I was never like dumb enough to just put the exact sentence into my essay, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm bewildered by that, but I'm also bewildered by the people like we're talking about who will copy someone else's essay and then they both turn in that essay. Like, in what world is that going to be okay for either of you?
Right, exactly.
If it's word for word the exact same fucking thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm the more we talk about this, the more I'm glad to be out of the world where I have to write essays. And
Yeah,
I
for
wonder
sure.
to myself sometimes, like, I've got, we talk on here, I've got thoughts, I've got opinions. Oh, I used to be on Twitter, and maybe I start a Substack and people will pay me money. But it's like, no, that's just giving myself essay writing assignments every week. Fuck that. That
Yeah.
sounds awful. That sounds like a nightmare. I don't want to do it.
Speaking of Twitter, or as one other person in the world calls it, X. This that kind of segues sort of into the game here as a nice little pivot into social media in general, where you see,
Ooh,
like,
interesting.
maybe every time there's a new social media, it feels like the reputation, TikTok still kind of has this right now,
Yeah.
where the reputation is like there's so much original
Mm-hmm.
stuff out there.
Yeah.
And then at some point, and I don't know how long it'll take for TikTok to get like this as well, but at some point a bunch of accounts come in, they take they see what is
It's
popular,
working.
and then they just post it and they're
Yeah.
like, this is mine now.
Yeah.
um to the point where you start seeing the same joke from 20 different accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a great motivator for me to stop using those apps. It's like I
Absolutely.
don't give a shit about this.
Already, I'd say and I don't spend much time on the old TikTok, but like you could see it in the comments. Is like,
Oh yeah,
oh, someone
comments
posts a
are
funny video, and then there's the top comment that's a joke, and then there's like 6 or 7 other comments that are the exact same joke.
yes. Yeah, the comment section, besides being oftentimes a horrible cesspool, is
Usually,
also the same thing over and over again.
yeah. No, I've seen a lot of this, and it bothers me. I've seen it, and I hate to say this, I've seen it from some people I know. I'm like, what the fuck are you
Ooh,
doing? Because you like to
yeah,
think these are all like, no, these are all people I would never meet. These are all people I don't know. These are
sure,
unscrupulous fools,
yeah,
or someone I know that wants a little internet karma. I don't get it. I never have. People like to see numbers go up. People want to see their star rise. They think, what if I was the one that said the funniest joke on this topic?
yeah, yeah. What if that same thing you just read had my username next to it?
What if it did?
um, so the game that I have here, we're going to be using Letterboxd.
Oh no.
At some point during the year, I noticed that a lot of the top
Oh
most
no.
popular reviews of movies were all saying essentially the same thing. And so I had kind of been kicking around what topic would work best to play a game like this where I'm going to read some reviews of a movie and you have to try to guess what movie it is.
Okay, great.
Um
I will say really quick because we've talked
yeah.
about, I almost called it LinkedIn. We talked about Letterboxd
Yeah.
in the past and how, I started using it as a, like, just a way to keep track of all the movies I've seen and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then it turned into this, like, weird, toxic social media, like, review site
Yeah.
Goodreads is the same shit is happening to Goodreads, the app that
Oh
everyone
no.
uses to just check off, like, oh, these are all the books I've read. Check off.
Yeah, I get it. I'm smart.
I get it. His gun. The rest.
The rest.
But it's like, yeah, it's just like, what is it with people that have to turn, like, it's just everything. It's Instagram, where it's like,
I know.
Instagram was lovely, it was just a bunch of photos, but like, what if we turned it into everything? And then it kind of
I've
sucked.
been using I've been using this app Strava to like that just kind of like keeps track of hikes or walks or whatever that
Cool.
you go on, so that you can see like how long
Sounds as
you've been out
untoxic
there.
as I could imagine.
But I got a push notification last week that was like, we're introducing a social media element. You can message each other. It's like, no.
Strava has been bought by Nextdoor.
Yeah. All I want is to see how far I went on my walk. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care what anybody else is doing on the app. I don't care about anything else. All I need is an app that that keeps track of how long I walked, both in time and in distance.
Yeah.
And elevation gain is kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
That's it. This is all I care about.
That's all I want for Christmas. Is you, Strava. Just be yourself.
Going back to the premise of this game here.
Yes.
So this was something I noticed back in like May. There was a week where like a couple movies came out, and like the same review was like the most popular for several movies.
I love this.
I didn't I remembered it, but I didn't like take a screenshot or anything. So when I went back this morning and was pulling up different movies, some of those reviews have since fallen down in the most popular reviews. So some of these might be easier to guess than others. I have several of them. They're all movies that came out either straight to streaming or in theaters this year, 2023.
Okay, I am prepared.
So we'll see how many of these you get, Evan.
Deal.
Or listener listening along. So here we go with the first movie.
Okay.
I don't know if you want the number of stars on these reviews, or just the review itself.
That's the review itself. I think that'll speak volumes. It'll tell me how much they liked it, like a review should. Won't it?
All right. Some of these movies, I'm just going to read one review. Some of these movies, it's going to be multiple reviews. Okay. So I will let you know.
And I'm just guessing the movie.
You're just guessing the movie.
Deal. Let's go.
All right. First movie. The ugliest fucking movie I've ever seen. Different review. Spy Kids 3 looked better. Review number 3. Honestly, a really fun movie, but Jesus Christ, this features probably the worst VFX I've ever seen in a film. Skull emoji. Finally, the CGI in this movie makes Superman's mustache removal look like a work of art.
Okay.
What movie do you think that is, Evan?
I think, and this is also where this game is going to be a problem, is I'm still
remembering when things
I'm
came
still
out.
in my COVID timeline. But I do feel like I heard a bunch of internet dweebs complaining about the CGI in The Flash. Was that this year?
That is correct.
Yeah!
That is correct, Evan. The Flash
I listen
is
to
the
internet
correct
dweebs
answer.
Sometimes. Also, what was wrong with Henry Cavill's mustache removal? I didn't notice it. Lay off.
Okay, so this next, some of these are going to be easier than others, I think, for you.
Okay.
This next one, I have 2 reviews.
Great.
Number 1, really looking forward to LSD Cow. And number 2, can't wait for fentanyl moose. Evan,
Okay.
what's that movie?
I see the pattern.
Yeah.
Drug, animal. Cocaine bear. Oof.
That is correct.
Jeez.
All
And
right.
this is my other problem with this whole ecosystem of Letterboxd. Is
Yes, please.
those aren't reviews. Those are jokes. We could do one or the other. I don't want. I would love. I loved Twitter back when it was okay. That's a great place for those jokes.
Yeah.
Is this going to be jokes or is this going to be reviews?
Well,
I need to know.
This one, Evan, I think this one will be tougher for you because I don't know that you've
I'm 2 for 2.
seen of or perhaps even heard of this movie, but it did come out this year.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint, straight to Hulu.
Hulu.
I'm going to have 4 reviews for you here.
Okay.
Number 1, Diet Zodiac.
Okay.
Number 2, it's not as cinematically riveting as, say, David Fincher's Zodiac, but it also doesn't glamorize the killer or the violence in any way.
Oh, that's nice.
Number 3, can't believe they made a film that answered the question, what if we remade Zodiac, but we added more Instagram and Snapchat filters? Number 4, Zodiac is one of my favorite films, so another thriller taking a similar approach was an exciting prospect. Rather than sizzling with tension like the aforementioned Zodiac, Matt Ruskin's serial killer expose is a drab, shallow, and slightly tedious affair. Evan, what's that movie?
I don't remember a serial killer movie that came to Hulu. So you're probably right. I may never have heard of this movie. So I'm going to say that this was It's Not Easy Being Green, the story of the Green River Killer.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect. That is your first miss.
Damn it.
The answer we were looking for was Boston Strangler.
Okay.
Boston Strangler.
Got
with,
it.
Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon.
Really?
All right, moving along. This one, this one is a stand-up special. So,
oh boy.
We'll see. We'll see if you can get it. I'm gonna have to some of these reviews. I might have to tweak the phrasing of here a little bit to avoid giving it away right away.
Okay.
First review. Obligatory bro, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Review number 2. Every new comedy special is titled something like canceled or triggered or some shit. It's so boring. Number 3. I think it rocks that all the most famous and successful comedians now just do the same exact very tired material. It saves time. Number 4. This is a quote. My pronoun is broke, followed by, okay, grandpa, let's get you to bed. I do have one more review, but it will give away who it is. So I just want to know if you have any guesses. I know that you've seen this stand-up special.
I have? So I had an initial guess, but that quote threw me off because I know I have heard that, and I don't think it was in there. Maybe I'm wrong. So I haven't seen a lot of specials this year. But based on the title, I'm just going to stick with that first thought, best thought, and say Chris Rock's Selected Outrage.
That is correct, Evan. The other review that I had was Will slapped the funny out of him. Sad face emoji.
That whole time I was sitting there with Matt Rife ready to go. So I've not watched it. It's all people want to talk about.
Look, right before I started the game, and I remembered that I had Chris Rock's in here. I was like, should I just pull up Matt Rife's and see what is in here? And it's nice to see that all of the reviews are negative on his special. But anyway, there's not anything interesting that I can pull for that. But it is reassuring to know that with half of his audience, his career is tanking, and with the other half, they couldn't be prouder of their boy. Anyway,
my boy.
All right, you're 3 for 4, Evan. This is pretty good. All right, this next movie, this first review, Jack Harlow as a comedic actor, not half bad. Jack Harlow as a dramatic actor, bad. The next review, I hate Jack Harlow. And review number 3, damn, they couldn't give Jack Harlow one ACL.
One ACL.
I don't know if that's internet slang for something or if it's actually the
talking about his leg muscles.
Yeah, yeah,
tendons,
exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. Evan, what's that movie?
I mean, that didn't come out this year, though. I don't know. Is he still acting? He should stop. So all I can do is guess the only movie I know that he was in, which is the remake of White Men Can't Jump.
You're 4 for 5. That's correct.
Boom. That was this year. How dare they? Again, I was trying to talk about earlier, like, oh, people who get like riled up about why they ruined my childhood. It's just like, if you're gonna remake that movie, why him? Why you do this? That's the natural step from Woody Harrelson. Just go Woody Harrelson straight to Jack Harlow. Avi.
All right, next movie.
Okay.
There was also a review in there that said white men can't jump, and apparently they can't act either. But that had the title of the movie in it, so I skipped it.
That is a tough one to get around.
All right, next movie. What if Bob Ross ... had hoes? Next review. What if Bob Ross as played by Owen Wilson? That's it. That's the joke. Next review. Britt McAdams asks the burning question. What if Bob Ross had the personality of Uncle Rico? Next review. This isn't a real movie. It's just Owen Wilson whispering gently like Bob Ross.
Okay.
The next review. I was excited to see a trailer for this at the IFC Center. After all, there had been a Bob Ross documentary lately. But this movie is different. Owen Wilson plays Carl Nargle. Just imagine if Bob Ross had been an unloved womanizer. Evan, what's that movie?
I can't think of a single movie Owen Wilson has done this year. So I'm in trouble. This might be a I don't know about this movie situation.
All right. I have seen this movie, and I want to say on the record, I thought this movie was pretty funny.
Okay.
But everybody else hates it.
This is, and because I don't know, I'll hop on a platform real quick. This is what I hate about this, is when you see there's this trending joke.
Yeah.
And everyone hops on it. And it doesn't matter if they've seen it or not. They hop on the joke. 4 points. Now, there's this idea that a larger amount of people dislike this movie than there necessarily is. Because everyone's trying to be funny. You proud of yourselves? I have not seen this movie. I don't know what this movie is, but I'm going to assume it's Turpentine, The Painter's Lament.
Not a bad guess.
Thanks.
The movie's just called Paint.
Paint. I have never heard of this movie. An Owen Wilson movie came out this year. A comedy-ish called Paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. News to me. Maybe I'll check it out. Put it on the list.
All right. The next one. This one's going to be difficult. I won't lie to you. This one's going to be a challenge, I think.
Okay.
The first review, did anything happen? The second review, about as memorable as its name. The third review, I will forget everything about this movie in 24 hours.
They'll find it forgettable. And it has a forgettable name.
If you want, I can give you another review that doesn't quite follow in that
Sure.
that same vein, but it'll at least tell you one person who's in it.
Great.
Bottom of the barrel action/comedy, kinda boring. Aubrey Plaza must have wanted a free trip to Europe for her next project.
Oh, man, yeah. Oh, I can't remember what that movie was called.
Can you tell me anybody else who's in it, and then I'll give you a point.
I don't
if
know
you get it right.
Oh, jeez, that's so just my brain is barely grasping at something. I think the problem is my mind is it's dead because I'm linking the two of them going to the Alison Brie John Cena movie.
Oh, sure.
So no, I don't think I can. So I'll just say White Lotus Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, that is when you see that review that's like, Aubrey Plaza must have wanted a free trip to Europe. It's like, she was probably already in Europe for White Lotus. Also, anyway, that was whatever. Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre. Okay. Jason Statham movie.
Okay. Okay.
I believe Guy Ritchie is the director.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly I vaguely knew about that, but the title is unfamiliar to me.
Yeah, about as memorable as its name.
That's fair. What about Guy Ritchie's The Covenant? Did he make 2 movies this year? What a freak.
He did make 2 movies this year. I mean, the other one. So here's some movie trivia backstory that won't be interesting to anybody. But
Great.
Operation Fortune was supposed to come out last year.
Got it.
In the fall or at the end of the summer, maybe. But they had to postpone it because the bad guys in the movie were Ukrainian, and the movie was about to come out like a week or two after Russia invaded Ukraine. So they postponed the release of it to maybe, I think they may have even edited around to make to make it more ambiguous where they were from.
These damn general Eastern Europeans.
Yeah, that's why that's why he had 2 movies come out even around the same time of year. They were both like they were maybe April and May releases or something like that.
Wow. What a lucky boy.
All right, this is the next movie here, Evan.
Okay.
Sometimes I would think, oh, it's not actually that bad. And then they would start singing again. Next review, jump scare musical movie, but isn't completely awful because it's somewhat funny. IDK, maybe I'm delirious. Next review, this movie literally opens with singing, yet somehow every single song is still a jump scare. Evan, what's that movie?
I don't fucking know. I'm out of my element now. I can't think of musicals.
This is something that came out within the last month and a half, and straight to streaming.
I guess I'll have to say Leo then.
And that is the correct answer.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. This is also something that went straight to Netflix.
Okay.
Do not order Knives Out from Shine. Knives Out for people with really short attention spans. And Adam Sandler would be great in a Knives Out movie. Evan, what's that movie?
I'm going to have to guess. Is it Murder Mystery 2? Is that this year?
That is correct, Evan.
I'm back.
You're back. You're on a hot streak again.
I kind of forgot that you had said these were all streaming movies. Now
they're not all streaming movies. I'm just I'm trying to let you know when they're streaming and not streaming.
Okay.
This next one was a theatrical release.
All
right. And here we go.
And a 1 and a 2.
Rachel McAdams is God's gift to humanity.
Okay.
Next review, Rachel McAdams. Next review, Rachel McAdams and her 70s mom outfits. And last review, Rachel McAdams going from the mean girl in high school to the sweet mom now, and she's still a baddie. Evan?
Yeah.
What's that movie?
I didn't know for sure that Rachel McAdams was in a theatrical release this year. And now I'm not sure about several things leading me to give this answer. I'm not sure if this is a movie.
Okay, fantastic.
And I'm not sure if Rachel McAdams has anything to do with it in the first place. I've lost track of all reality. So I'm just going to say there's a movie out there that's I don't even know what I want to call it because I think I'm making it up. Mean Girls, the musical, too. Is that a thing?
This in January of 2024, there will be a Mean Girls
movie version of the musical.
Yes.
Okay.
That is, of course, not what we were looking for.
And Rachel McAdams has nothing to do with Mean Girls.
She definitely doesn't have anything to do with the new one, I don't believe.
Okay.
She was, of course, in the original Mean Girls.
Okay. I was right there. Okay.
But what we were looking for was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Oh, okay. I've been meaning to watch that. I hear it's very good. I did not know she was in it.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. This one, I believe, went straight to Apple TV.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find. I have one of the reviews here ready. I need to see. Make sure I can find the other one.
Giant Apple.
Great guess,
Thank
but
you.
no.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to bang my head on a wall several times until I forget the sight of beardless Zach Galifianakis.
Ah, yes.
And the other review is, it was so unsettling seeing Zach Galifianakis without his beard for the first time. It kept distracting me throughout the movie.
This would be...
Evan, what's that movie?
The Beanie Bubble.
Wow, I didn't even think you would get the title. I thought you would just call it like the Beanie Baby movie, but that is correct. The Beanie Bubble.
And just to throw a little flair on top of it, this is another thing that is just like bothered me about originality and social media's existence is like, yes, a lot of these are people going, oh, look, that thing was popular. I'll say roughly the same thing. But sometimes it's just like thousands to millions of people having the exact same opinion. And that is as unsettling as life gets to me. I don't like it. I don't like to know. I like to live in a small world where I have my thoughts, and that's fine. Anyways.
All right. This one I'm confident that you can get, Evan.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh, no.
Review number 1. I said I love the Smiths. Number 2. Least sociopathic, the Smiths fan. Review number 3. That is indeed what listening to the Smiths will do to a motherfucker. Evan, wow, what's that movie?
Well, we're talking about Der Killer.
That is correct. I'm keeping track of your score here, so we just
appreciate it.
You've gotten 8 out of 12 so far.
I've slipped a little, but I would maybe my percentage is the same. I'm not going to do that math, but I feel like I'm on track.
All right. This is a movie, I'll tell you right now, that went straight to Netflix.
You sound real confident about that. I'll tell you right now.
I will say with 100% certainty.
Okay.
I think
something coming soon.
All right. Review number 1 answers the age-old question: what if Mission Impossible movies were ass?
Okay.
Review number 2. An attempt to make Dead Reckoning, but failed on all basis. Review number 3. Mission Possible.
Okay.
Evan, what's that movie?
I just want to say Mission Possible. That's very funny. I don't know. I haven't had Netflix in a minute. And I know from when I did have it and was using it frequently, man, they put out a lot of original movies I've never fucking heard of. So it's possible. I don't have a fucking clue what this is. So we're gonna say it's the diversion tactic, Operation Balls.
Unfortunately, no. We were looking for the Gal Gadot vehicle, Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone. Bring me the heart of the stone.
All right, next one. Review number 1.
Okay.
Barbie 2023. But for mentally ill people.
Oh.
Review number 2. This should be the first movie Barbie watches in the real world. Review number 3. This is what happened to Barbie after she went to the gynecologist.
Okay.
And the next review, the last one here, just to emphasize how
exciting.
How many people have the same thought. Finally, I have my own Barbie.
Wow.
Evan,
that's nice.
What's that movie?
I'm just gonna take it because first thought, best thought, swing and say it's Poor Things.
That is correct, Evan.
Bam, baby.
Back on it.
Back on it. Wow, aren't people exciting? Thrilling. And if
all right, this did go to Netflix as well.
Okay.
Barbenheimer will force this movie into the shadows, and 5 years from now, Twitter will be saying, "How was this not more popular?" Review number 2. If a film drops on Barbenheimer weekend and there's no one around to see it, does it make a sound? And review number 3. if Barbenheimer is the main course, this is the fucking dessert. And just like the creme brulee,
No.
it's the part I'll remember the best.
No.
Evan, what's that movie?
Oh, I hated that. It made me feel weird. I mean, hey, they're not wrong. I don't remember what else came out that weekend because it's all anybody would fucking talk about is those two fucking movies. I feel like at that time we probably discussed it. We probably said the exact same thing. I probably was like a dessert, the creme brulee is all I'll remember. Whatever the fuck that person said. But ooh, I went to the theater to see Oppenheimer. What else was playing? I don't know. Shit, I got nothing.
Well, this was on Netflix, so I don't think
this was on
theater.
Netflix. Right. Barbenheimer week. I don't know. I got nothing. I was gonna say The Killer again, but no, that was later.
The answer was They Cloned Tyrone.
Oh yeah, that movie did kind of come and go, but I heard it was good. I didn't watch it.
All right, the next movie here, Evan. I have a lot of reviews. A lot of people have the same exact thought on this one.
Oh boy,
this did go to theaters.
Okay.
Jared Leto was the most terrifying part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Jared Leto be everywhere ruining shit and pissing me off.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I heard that Jared Leto literally killed himself and then haunted his castmates to get ready for his role. Number 4, aren't we all being haunted by Jared Leto? Next review. The thing is, you don't even have to portray Jared Leto as a ghost. That dude alone is scary enough. And last review, starring Jared Leto as himself.
Okay.
Evan, what's that movie?
I hate that I have no fucking clue. This feels like a big obvious one. I can't think of a Jared Leto ghost movie that came out this year.
We did talk about this movie.
Did we really?
In fact, we talked about it. You have not seen it, but we did talk about it, and we talked about it in an episode of this very podcast.
Okay, sounds memorable. Fuck did Jared Leto do? I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing.
Haunted Mansion was the answer we were looking for.
Right. Damn it. I didn't know he was in that, so that's on me. That's on me.
All right.
I should have known.
So for this movie, this will be the last one that has multiple reviews. All of the other ones, we move into extra hard mode that I'll only give you one review for. So this is the last one that I have several reviews for.
Okay.
This did go to theaters. Not going to lie, the Letterboxd insult hurt a little. Review number 2. I desperately need to see Mindy's Letterboxd account. Number 3. My mom, when Mindy mentioned that Letterboxd users are probably killers, bombastic side-eye, criminal offensive side-eye. Next review. Finally, the representation that we deserve. Mainstream recognition that Letterboxd members are all fucking losers. Next review. I don't think this movie was being fair when it said that Letterboxd users don't have personalities. They do have personalities, just not good ones. Evan, what's that movie?
Fuck. I'm not as on it as I was 5 minutes ago. The only Mindy I can think of is Mindy Kaling. And I don't know if she was in a movie this year. So I'm going to say it was Letterboxd the movie. Starring Mindy Kaling.
Incorrect. We were looking for Scream 6.
It's Mindy? What Mindy? What Mindy?
She's a character in the
Mindy
movie.
Kaling
It's
is
not-
in Screenplay?
No.
Oh,
the
the character's
name
name was
is Mindy. Yeah.
This is
All right,
this is
Evan.
foolish. I hate this.
These next 5 movies have one review that I'm going to read.
Okay.
The first one, Chat GPT punching the air right now.
Okay.
Evan, what's that movie?
What? Chat GPT punch in the air right now. I assume that's to mean it's a very Chat GPT-esque script, or it's about AI. That is. Was this theatrical? You said
This is theatrical, yes.
literally the only. This is nothing against the movie. I haven't seen it. The only theatrical release I can think of right now is Dumb Money.
That is incorrect.
This came out this year.
The answer that we were looking for was The Creator.
Yes, Creator. It was about AI, sort of. I didn't watch it, but I will not. I might. We'll see.
All right. Next one. They put animated movie about systemic racism and familial expectations into Chat GPT, and this was the result.
Animated.
Evan, what's that movie?
God dang. I'm in trouble thinking about any animated movies. We were just talking about what animated movies came out this year. And I can't think of it.
This was in theaters.
No shit. I don't know. New Trolls movie.
I'm sorry, that was incorrect. We were looking for Elemental.
Oh, doy. That was this year. That was early this year.
All right, next movie.
Give me a break.
The first Disney movie to have song lyrics generated by Chat GPT.
I'm going to have to... Wait. Disney. Now I'm back in Mean Girls land. What's Disney? What's not Disney? I'm going to guess Wish.
That is correct.
Hooray,
back on the board, Evan. All right, the next movie. This is a straight to streaming Apple TV Plus film.
Okay.
This was written by Chat GPT, and you can't convince me otherwise. Evan, what's that movie?
Oh, a review should let you know moderately what movie you're talking about. What'd you say it was? Apple TV?
Apple TV, yes.
I'll say I can only think of the one we already talked about and Blackberry. So let's say Blackberry.
Ooh, that is incorrect.
Yeah.
We were looking for Ghosted, the Ana de Armas and Chris Evans movie, Ghosted.
Well, that happened.
All right, last one, Evan.
All right.
This review, written and directed entirely by AI.
Okay.
Evan, what's that movie?
And where was this released?
In theaters, yeah.
Theaters, yeah.
In theaters, yeah.
Theaters, yeah. Written and directed by... Man, this would be so much easier if I'd seen some movies this year or paid attention. And I haven't. But it feels like it's always going to be that similar genre. So I will say, I don't know the name of it, but I will say that Alison Brie, John Cena movie that was apparently in theaters.
Freelance. That is incorrect, Evan. This means that you finish the game 12 out of 23.
Hey.
And that last answer that you missed, Fast X.
Oh, all right. Bam. I didn't know that came out this year. Too focused on Fast 11 with barocking around the Christmas
Yeah,
tree.
you're always looking forward.
I'm always looking forward, baby. We move too fast.
Yeah. Well, that concludes that game,
That's
highlighting how unoriginal Letterboxd users are.
kind of incredible. What a terrible world.
Yep.
Okay. Well, originality, is it important? Does anyone give a shit? I don't fucking know. I think I've bowed out and lost interest in what other people think. And I'm just going to do what I do. You do what you do. Other people are going to do what they do. And do your best. Don't be a dick. You can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, anywhere you want. You do the heavy lifting. Anywhere you want to live to do it.
You look for
pick your
it.
favorite. And leave us ratings, leave us reviews because you liked us and we're lovely. If you want all those links, though, an easy way to get them is in the bios of our social medias. You can find us on Instagram at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle.
You can find us on the old Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle.
You can find us on YouTube at HowDoWeHuman.
We got that handle.
And you can leave us an old email, and that is howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
We got that handle. Original!
That's fantastic. Chris.
Yeah.
What do you got going on right now?
Well, this since this is coming out in the first day of 2024, I believe, that should hopefully mean I'm going to give myself this deadline, and I'm going to say that on my YouTube channel, Sassy Milkshake, I will have posted my annual supercut of movies that I watched from the year 2023. So check that out on my YouTube channel, and if it's not there, just subscribe and ring that bell for notifications so that when I finally do post it, you know.
Bing, 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 bing. Good
Evan,
shit. Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, since you gave a very real and sincere plug, I will follow suit.
Like I do every week.
Like we do every week, and say that my idea that I'm putting into production, prank copy machine you can put into your office that whatever anyone puts into it, it spits out a picture of a butt.
I love that.
And this is really what I'm working on right now.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I like that we both did really real things.
Yeah, you can listen to my music if you want. It's out there. Okay, well, I gotta catch a flight. We gotta wrap this up.
And I gotta eat breakfast at 11:49 a.m.
I've been there. Good shit. Okay, well, I want to come up with a unique way to leave, but instead, let's just say, okay, bye.
Bye.